So I did a 3rd-year anniversary video for the channel recently in which I talk about how much I've hated Jinbe. I've talked about this over several videos, both on my channel and the Roll School podcast channel over several videos now. If you would like to watch the 3rd-year anniversary video, it can be located on my YouTube channel, Polypede Works. If you're on TikTok, there's a link in my bio. So with that being said, moving on. However, the point of that video is to show how his feats, his interests don't really match up with the writing, and he's written very weirdly, which makes me think if there was ever a character of the main cast who was going to die, it was most likely going to be Jinbe. His current bounty as a Straw Hat Pirate, which is a Yonko crew now, is a bit odd because I think it should be higher, which makes his bounty feel like a lie, because currently his bounty is 1,100,000,000 right now. Zoro is higher than him, and he's above Sanji, which I think he should be above both of them. To give you an example of Zoro, Zoro's bounty isn't much higher than his own, which is quite odd just considering what he's done. But let's go over Zoro's bounty. Zoro's current bounty is 1,111,000,000. So it's only 11 million higher than Jinbe's. That divide doesn't make sense. You want to know why? Because if we're taking bounties in consideration to be how much a particular pirate poses as a threat to the world government, Jinbe has a much longer resume and has done more incriminating feats than Zoro. Because let me remind you, Jinbe is an escapee from Impel Down, something that was extraordinarily rare before the breakout happened after the arc. Only Shiki had broken out of Impel Down, and Shiki was a member of a legendary crew as well, and being a former member of the Rocks Pirates. So Jinbe broke out of Impel Down, right? Then Jinbe was at the War of the Best amongst everybody else, and that is where Whitebeard, of course, perished, as well as Forecast D-Ace. Okay, so you have these two major historical events under your belt, right? So you mean to tell me, despite all of that, and being a part of 3 Yonko organizations in Whitebeard, Big Mom, and now the Straw Hat Pirates, and being a former soldier in Neptune's army, and being a former warlord, and being a former pirate captain, when you combine all that together, you mean to tell me you're worth less than Zoro? Now, I love Zoro. I think he's great, but Zoro has not done the same things that Jinbe has done. It's just not in the resume. It's not in the narrative. It doesn't make any sense for him to be even 11 million higher than Jinbe. So that's why I'm saying he shouldn't even be here, because now it feels as though the author is having to lie about his own system to put Zoro ahead of Jinbe so that the power dynamic in the crew isn't lost or what have you, which you could have just not added him, because you have to make Jinbe higher, because under scrutiny, it doesn't make any sense, because Zoro, again, doesn't have these feats. Zoro beats a bunch of very strong opponents from a lot of legendary crews across the narrative. That much is true. He has not broken out of Impel Down. He was not at the War of the Best. He did not return to Marineford after the War of the Best. These things have not been done by him. Therefore, he shouldn't be held as in high regard as Jinbe. It just shouldn't happen. But this was a video as an accompanying piece to my 3rd-year anniversary video. I hope you enjoyed. Give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Polypede Works.